Tonight, the ultimate guide to Thinkorswim. My name is Don Kaufman. This is a TheoTrade presentation. Quick risk disclosure, we're not financial advisors nor a broker-dealer. The reason I mention that, well, guess what? I worked with Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade for the better part of 15 years. No more. We actually, when I say we, a few of us left TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim and launched TheoTrade a couple of years back. With that, copyright disclaimer, this is ours. This is not yours. We're located right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And people ask all the time, how come you're not based in Chicago anymore? Have you been to Chicago? Yeah? How's the weather? How's the weather there in, January, February, maybe March? It's not even great in the summer. It's overrated. Actually, I love Chicago. But, yeah, kind of like some of the weather in Scottsdale, a little bit better. I like sun, like at least seeing the sun. So the other reason I throw this up here, support at theotrade.com. If you ever need to get a hold of me or any of us, just go to support at theotrade.com. If you wanted to get a hold of, Don, put Don in the heading. Want to get a hold of Jeff, put Jeff in the heading. Put Tony in the heading. We will answer your emails, and we do answer hundreds of emails a day. All right, this is a little bit about me. Again, my name is Don Kaufman. I'm the co-founder here of TheoTrade. I've been trading options in and around options trading my entire life. I don't think too many people could probably say that. I grew up around traders. I had family that was in the business back in the 1970s. That's what initially kind of sparked my interest. In the late 90s, 3 weeks out of college, I started trading in Chicago. About 18 months after I started trading in Chicago, I was invited to what was a startup firm. By the way, it wasn't even necessarily a brokerage firm. Nobody knew what Thinkorswim was going to be. There were about 12 people there. I got started, kind of started off a little slowly, 2001. And I built the education division of Thinkorswim starting in 2004. Prior to that, I was working a lot on the development of the platform. But 2004, I launched the education. 2007, we actually helped take the company public. By 2009, we were acquired by none other than TD Ameritrade. It was about a $600 million deal. It was good. And in 2010, I actually ran education for the entire 7 million clients of TD Ameritrade. Specifically, my expertise, of course, is in Thinkorswim, options trading. I've also traded for 21 years. In 2015, I went ahead and I exited TD Ameritrade. Why? Well, because, the regulators and so forth. But I would venture to say that I'm still pretty well versed in Thinkorswim, hence why we're going to do the demonstration this evening. As I said, we move at a pretty fast clip. So, strap in, get ready for some, Mr. Toad's wild ride here. The other thing, we've done a couple of CNBC tours. I'm actually on, once in a while on TD Ameritrade's network, probably about once a week. A little bit about TheoTrade. We specialize in education for stocks, options, and futures. We're founded by professional traders and trading educators. Everybody on the crew here has a minimum of 15 years of experience. Few of us have a couple of decades under our belt, and we're here to help you mitigate the risks in the market while learning a skill set that can last a lifetime. Last thing before we dive head on into this demonstration. These are the TheoTrade instructors, many of which are joining tonight to help you, in terms of support. First of all, we have Jeff Bierman. For those of you who don't know Jeff Bierman, Jeff is an analyst trader. He's actually the former chief market technician for TD Ameritrade. Tonight, we'll be talking about Thinkorswim. Much of the Thinkorswim charts is from Jeff Bierman. People go, wow, you guys have Jeff on crew? Yeah. And Jeff and I have actually, again, he worked specifically in my group for many years before we launched TheoTrade. Next, we have Matt Williamson, market neutral premium selling option strategist. I actually know Matt. Matt was a client of TD Ameritrade, and he was a very successful client. So when we started TheoTrade, called him. Corey Rosenblum. I've actually known Corey for many, many years. A couple of trade shows we met. He's our resident senior strategist and swing trader. Next, we come to Brandon Chapman. Brandon also worked with me in the education division of TD Ameritrade. Macroeconomics is second to none. Technicals, fundamentals. So, we have got a macroeconomic super geek on crew. Next we come to Steve Slim Miller, 43-year veteran stock options and futures trader. I've actually known Steve Miller most of my life. And last but definitely not least, Tony Rago. He's our intraday futures specialist. What does he do all day? He trades NASDAQ futures. With that, let's get to it. as I said, I wanted to keep the introductions a little bit brief, and I wanted to go head on into this. Guys, ready? Because here we go. So welcome, of course, to the thinkorswim trading application. Now, a few things that I like to get out of the way up front, okay? What you're looking at right now is my setup on thinkorswim, and I'm going to show you how to make, okay, this setup applicable to you. And really, I'm going to show you a lot about the flexibility of thinkorswim. We don't have to get deep down into the weeds. That's something that, listen, on the TheoTrade site, we've got an entire area dedicated to getting down into the weeds, okay, of thinkorswim, like the Analyze tab, if you know everything you ever want to know about the Analyze tab. But I'm telling you, even for some of the most experienced, okay, people, if you've been on TOS for 15 years, probably going to show you, you know, you're going to come away with something that you probably were not even aware of, okay, until this point. And we're going to kind of go for that, you know, theme, how to set this thing up most effectively, how to navigate effectively. The other aspect I'm going to get to this evening is why certain things are the way they are on this trading application. Remember, okay, myself, Jeff Bierman, we weren't just around during some of the development. We're heavily involved in some of the development. The other aspect I want to cover right up front so that everybody is aware, okay, this trading application, okay, belongs to TD Ameritrade now, right? So how do you open up an account? Well, we're actually going to throw, okay, this link up there from time to time. It's theotrade.com/TD. What is very important, okay, if you, number one, open a new account through TheoTrade, and I'm saying open up a new account at TD Ameritrade through this TheoTrade link, okay, you will be qualified for a commission discount, okay? We will not mention the commission discount while live. However, you can chat in and you can ask, what is the commission's discount, okay? And the discount is predominantly on options. Again, discount is predominantly on options. So I'm throwing that out there right up front. It's theotrade.com/TD. Now, if you open up a new account, that'll qualify you for the commission discount. The other way to qualify for the commission discount, of course, is to be a client of TheoTrade, which I will not only allude to, I will describe how to be a client of TheoTrade at the end of this presentation, because a lot of you guys will actually find being a client of TheoTrade not only saves you, okay, you know, commission discount of TD Ameritrade, okay, we have an absolute powerhouse, okay, of different course and curriculums that we're going to take you guys through. With that, let's jump into this. So, you know, one of the things, again, if you're brand new to thinkorswim, well, you're going to get thrown in the deep end of the pool. Obviously, thinkorswim is called a downloadable piece of technology. Now, I feel very strongly about this. If you're going to trade and trade more actively, you need to have a downloadable piece of technology. You're like, oh, okay, so what's the difference? Well, what the difference is, some people are trading on stuff like, that's a website. Okay, when you're trading on something like a website, and this happens to be a TheoTrade website, but when you're trading on a website, look, you got to like click on something, right? You got to click on something, it's got to refresh, you got to come over here, okay? There is also a little bit of like data lag in effectively doing that. Things have to populate, things have to load. When you're on a piece of software that's downloaded, everything is, for the most part, it's instantaneous, okay? And just that differentiating factor is one of the primary reasons, if you're a little bit more active, that you absolutely want a downloaded piece of technology. You know, that's something that I would argue all day long, no matter how good different, you're like, oh man, I use Chrome. Yeah, you're still actually limited to the capacity of that browser. Downloaded technology is effectively the way to go. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to teach you a little bit about navigation of thinkorswim in general. Then we're actually going to go bar by bar, tab by tab across thinkorswim. So a few things that I like to kind of mention up front. You know, on the top of your screen, there's like a message center. Okay, it's effectively, well, messages that they need to get across to you, different fills that you've had. There's a support chat functionality in here where you actually, I like the live support. I never ever call the brokerage firm. I just come in here, create support request, right? Close out of that. Next, we actually come to setup. What's setup? Now, application settings. This is where you can tweak all kinds of things in your trading application. You know, why I'm really in here. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm really in here. To show you to begin with, okay, first of all, look and feel. I like the platform to look and feel a certain way. I use the dark theme with high contrast. I have larger fonts tonight, but that's just, again, your own desire. Spacing is normal, okay? That's it. And again, I keep this menus for navigating tabs show delayed. Don't worry about that. Listen, dark, high contrast. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am actually colorblind, but that high contrast, it's a differentiating factor. And it's, you know, the monitors can be a little bit different, but it helps me substantially. So I wanted you guys to know where the setup, application settings, okay, it's under display, okay, and look and feel, where you can really kind of change things. The other thing that I would suggest that people possibly look at is order defaults, okay? Under options, I always default everything to 1. Under futures, I default everything to 1. Under stocks, I default everything to 100 shares. Order defaults. That's it. Okay. When it comes to, like, you know, everything else, we'll worry about it as we go along. But the look and feel, that's important. Like, you want that right, you know, look and feel. All right. So let's jump into it. So one of the first things I'll kind of mention in here, and as I said, we're going to take some pretty good time. Over here that I'm highlighting right now, that's actually what we call the left side bar. Now, how did it become dubbed the left side bar? I'll tell you, because people like me were doing a demo. The very first time there was ever a Thinkorswim demo done, you know, we were like, the hell are we going to call this? We go, let's call it the left side bar. Ooh, it was very innovative. Why? Because the bar was on the left side. So the left side bar, I'm totally nuts how this thing is set up. First of all, Trade Flash for me is on top. Okay, how do you do that? This left side bar is totally customizable. And a lot of you, your left side bar looks like complete and total crap. All right, I don't want to be too literal, but your left side bar looks like garbage. You want as many symbols on here as you can possibly get. You want to be able to scroll up and scroll down to actually see some crap. You know, you put a ton of crap in here, you can't see anything, right? You always got to keep that left side bar open so you can see what the spiders are doing versus the S&Ps versus the XLF. How do you make it look this way? Right down here, there's this little plus sign. What is that little plus sign? It's adding a gadget. Okay. Now, I don't need no stinking plus sign right now, but I'm going to show you, okay, in this left side bar, I have Trade Flash. Okay. What's Trade Flash? This just kind of tells you what's going on throughout the course of the day. You know, sometimes the markets move big, or some individual stock moves big, like Boeing. Look, Boeing over here testing the 200-day moving average. It's kind of cool to know. So I keep Trade Flash open. The other thing is you can actually click directly on that. It'll pull up Boeing. I've got positions in Boeing. I wanted to know that, right? Most of the stuff in Trade Flash, okay, there's a lot of garbage information in here, no question about it. But once in a while, they got a nice little morsel. Do you realize that you know, there's services out there that charge, like, there's huge option volume over there? Save your freaking money. You can actually scan for option trades, but they do everything for you. Look, somebody bought 10,000 CNC. Somebody sold 10,000, HYG, which is junk. They'll actually tell you, look at this. Somebody bought almost 4,000 JD weekly calls. There's services that charge you hundreds of dollars a month. It's included in here. And again, it's just knowing how to use it. So that's Trade Flash. How do you get Trade Flash in there? Well, you can come in here. You go to Switch Gadget. Okay. First of all, you know, you might have Tetris in there right now because, you know, it's a pretty popular game these days. Just come in here and go to, like, Trade Flash. All right. So I click on Trade Flash. It'll load up Trade Flash. Done. Then I like to close it up. I've got my watch list down below. Now, this Don Kaufman watch list. Listen, everything, every watch list, okay, every aspect of Thinkorswim, you can share. What does that mean, you can share it? I can share my watch list with you. We do that, okay? We do that at TheoTrade. Every study that I'm going to get into in the charts, we save that. And we actually, again, we let you access that. So if you want this watch list, okay, you'll see a little bit later. I'll talk about, again, our kind of member site here at TheoTrade, and you can say, hey, you can have Don's watch list, you can have Don's charts, all the proprietary studies that we built. So this is my watch list. One thing I kind of like to get to, listen, do you see these little columns up top? It's the symbol, the last, the net change, the high, the low, the percentage change. You should customize those. Percentage change is critical. How do you customize them? Either right click on the top, which is a header. When I say a header, okay, what's a header? And I want to be very definitive about this. Right there, okay, this is, this right up here, that's what we call a header. You can either click directly on that little sprocket, okay, or you can right click. Now, you're going to hear me from time to time on Thinkorswim talk about left click, right click. Look at your mouse. There's a left click and a right click. If you've got a Mac, you're screwed. There is no left click, right click. Now, you can hit Control click, and that'll actually right click on most of your Macs. But you right click, come over here to customize. Look, mine's last, net change, high, low, percentage change. That's not what it defaults to, but that's what I need. That's what I need. I scroll to the bottom. I didn't click this down. I've got a calculator, and I've got news down below. So that's it in a nutshell for the left side bar. Don't get cute. You know, the account info over here, I limit my account info to just option buying and net lick. Again, I want everything compressed. I want to see the maximum number of quotes that I can possibly see in any given time. Make sense to everybody? Are we having fun yet? Huh? All right. So after I get to the left side bar, and I've gone through a little bit of, again, this thing is incredibly customizable, if you will. I'm just going to take the left side bar, and I'm going to click this little arrow right here. I'm going to close it up. Why did I do that? Well, I did that just basically to make this, you know, let's see the full Monty. Here's the full Monty. So today, I only have 11 orders. What we're getting into now are the tabs of Thinkorswim. Now, when you're going to navigate tabs, there's tabs. There's a trade tab, and there's an analytics tab, and you know, there's a scan tab and a market watch. Oh my! But in every tab, there's also what we call subtabs. Okay, and these subtabs, I'll let you quickly navigate. Like in trade tab, if I go to the trade tab and then I want to go to active trader, that's 2 clicks. Okay, you didn't have to do that. You could just go to the trade tab, okay, and go over here to active trader, and it'll drop you right in there. So I'll show you again. If I want to go to charts, but I want to go to product depth, okay, there you go. So I just dropped into product depth. I want to go back to trade tab. I want to go to all products. There I go, right into all products. It's a much cleaner, faster way to effectively do that. Same thing goes for the monitor tab, but I'm going to take you back to the monitor tab. A little bit about activity and positions and account statement, and we're going to move on. Listen, when it comes to monitoring stuff, it ain't all that exciting. It just isn't all that exciting. Like, I wish I could tell you, like, monitoring positions. Okay, a couple things about this. Activity and positions, a little bit about account statement. This is your filled orders. Apparently, I filled 11 orders today, canceled 4. I don't have anything working right now. Down below, this is my position statement. Now, Don had a decent day today. That's not including some of the futures trading, because I don't do futures in this particular account, but up about 10 grand today. That's at the close. There was a point today where I was up about 13,000. It's okay. It's got to be a give and take relationship. I took and didn't give much back. That's the idea. By the way, it's about a 10 grand in profitability today. But what I do want to show you, I don't have more. Okay, this is a standard IRA account. This isn't even a margin account. This is an IRA account. I had less than $32,000 tied up. It's $31,300. Okay, in terms of my total margin. So hey, how many people returned $10,000 off of $31,000 of margin today? There's no portfolio margin, nothing like that. That's one. Okay, that is one of the critical things that you want to learn how to do in this business. Can't stress that stuff enough, where, you know, I'm talking about, you know, well, it's an unbelievable return on the amount of capital that we had tied up over here. Now, what you'll see in terms of my account statements here, I've actually got the position segmented. I've got durations, I've got RTS, okay, and then I've just got like an unallocated portfolio. I can even come in here and total all the accounts that I've got. All right, so again, you could have a multitude of different accounts over here, and I can actually create sub-accounts. So this is a duration position. Here's my RTS, okay? Here's actually a couple of, I was trading a few micros today, micro futures contracts. So you can total those accounts. How do you do that? All right, listen, go to any position that you have on right now. Any position. Down below, I'll give you an example. Here's a VIX position. I can take the VIX position right there. I right click on it. I'm going to say it again, right click. What's a right click? It's the right mouse button. I right click on it, come over here to move to group. I can actually dump it in a new group, or I can add a group. Okay, when I add a group, it's going to say, what do you want to name the group? And I can name it VIX or VUX. VIX. Hit OK. It just added a VIX group. If I don't want the VIX group, okay, I can then delete that VIX group out, right? Delete the group. Yes, I want to delete it. It'll dump it right back down. I just wanted to show you how to sub the account out. So what you can do is create little sub portfolios. I know one of our instructors, Matt has like 50 different sub accounts in there. It's crazy. The next thing I'd show you on the monitor tab that I think is important, Delta Gamma Theta Vega. You can come in here and you can actually set this up. I like quantity, days, Delta Gamma Theta Vega, period, right? Close that up. The other aspect that I like in here, see this percentage, P&L percent, P&L day? Obviously I had a big day in Boeing. I'm up like $3,000 at Boeing today. So how do I do that? Because this is not a feature in here. I get that question all the time. That's under setup. It's under setup up here under application settings. Okay. And you can come in here where it says positions, percent day. Remember, this presentation tonight is recorded. You're going to look at this right now and go, holy crap, he moves pretty quick. Listen, I've been on here for my entire life. You know, my entire adult life has been spent either helping build Thinkorswim or on Thinkorswim. So I know this platform fairly well. This is percent day is what I use. That's because I like to see percentages. What am I up? Percent from the open. Okay, and then I want to see my P&L on the day. That's what matters. To me, it matters. Next thing, account statement. A lot of cool features in the account statement over here, but one of the things I like the best in here is I can go back. You know, I've had this account for a couple of years. I can go back and I can actually isolate specific, like, you know, months, days, and time. And you can look at P&L for that specific time. Like, you know, I'll go back and say, how did I do in December? Okay, how did I do in just December of 2018? Right up until Christmas Day. By the way, I'm setting you up over here because I had a pretty good run over there during that period of time. I was up like $32,000 in 25 days, which is a pretty good run on about 99 fills. So you can come in here and you can actually isolate. You can see my entire order history at that time. By the way, this is just my IRA. This isn't even the primary trading account. It's not a portfolio margin account. But I just want to see, like, again, every single trade that's in here is effectively logged. And to me, that's, and by the way, every single trade pretty much in here is stuff that I did live at TheoTrade. And that's why I like to show everything that we do. So that's a little bit about activity and positions. Obviously, these are the positions themselves. Okay. And a little bit about account statement. And you can go back years back. You can go years back and say, what was I doing back then that was so horrific, or what was I doing that was actually working? Kind of compare and contrast. Hopefully that makes a degree of sense. Next, we come to the trade tab. Now, the trade tab, well, this is kind of where you get it done. Let's pick a stock. Any stock will do. Okay? Pick a stock, any stock will do. And by the way, somebody was like, wow, man, you really trade. Okay? Listen, this is an isolated period of time of 24 days, not even 24 days. There's weekends and stuff over here. Okay? You got to strike while things are hot. A bunch of these are one lots and stuff. Okay? What I do want to show, though, in here, I didn't get to because somebody was like, oh, you trade a lot. There's not really much of a position in here bigger than like a one lot. There's like a 10 lot in the XLF. There's not a position in here really bigger than a one lot. Did you see the P&L? Did you see the P&L? Okay? The most important thing to learn in this business, I won't let anybody ever tell you got to be big. You don't have to trade big. You come in here, you swing big, you're going to lose big. $30,000, and you don't see anything greater than one lot. Okay? That's profit and losses, though. Just in that particular period. Okay? Just in that particular period of time. And I didn't trade anything bigger than a one lot. So, Captain One Lot rides again. So you don't have to be, people step up and they're like, I was big, I'm famous, I need to be somebody. You know what? Yeah, you're going to be somebody. You're going to be the guy that blows himself apart. And people have done that before. Trade big, lose big. Trade small, right? Lose small. When you make it, though, and you actually understand this business, then you can amplify your contract size. Next thing, the trade tab. The trade tab is deep, people. Deep. Okay? Very, very deep. So I'm going to start with Apple. A few kind of nuances that you should know about the trade tab. First of all, this is last price, net change. There's a bid and ask, a size, a volume, an open, a high, a low. Click this little down arrow. See, everywhere on this platform, okay, you get these little, arrows, okay? If the arrow is pointing this way, it means you can click on it. If it's this way, you can click on it. It'll actually open something up. This way, you can click on it. That's effectively what that means. You click on this one, you get the yield, PE, the dividend, dividend frequency, ex-dividend date, 52-week high and low, the number of shares outstanding, and its beta. Now, You want to trade. How do you trade? I don't see a, Don, there's no buy button here. Okay, left click on the ask if you want to buy something. Left click on the bid if you want to sell it. Left click on the ask to buy. Look, it'll actually generate the order down below. Now, until you hit confirm and send, it's not serious. When this box pops up, order confirmation dialog, then it's serious. Okay, left click on the ask to buy, left click on the bid to sell. Get ready for this. Ready? Now we're going to right click. We're going to right click on the ask. This is actually a custom menu where you can buy, you can sell, but you can do custom orders. You can buy with a stop order. Set up your stop any way you want. You can right click, come buy, all right, with a stop limit. It's just a quick way to get to a stop limit. You can right click, come to buy with an OCO bracket. OCO bracket sets a target price to the upside and puts a stop to the downside. It's a party. You can even come in here and create customized orders. Like you're like, what's a customized here? First triggers. This is a Don's cool trade, Don's favorite trade. You're like, what? Okay. You can come in here and you can set up like some specific trade. By the way, I'm going to just let the cat out of the bag. I don't like stops. I don't have to like stops. I don't want to like stops. I'm never going to like stops. First thing you'll learn in trading. You want to succeed in this business, okay? People don't succeed using stops. Plain and simple. I don't care. You know, people have gone to educators and all this crap out there. May I say this very bluntly? May I say this bluntly? The buck stops here. What do you think I did for the better part of 15 years? I watched people's order flow. Okay, I know who makes money, who doesn't. Okay, you got to cut through all the BS out there. People that use stops, okay, do not do well in this business longer term. Not even the intraday traders. So, I mean, people use like, you know, stops in their heads. And I guess if you're trading futures, sure, if you need to get up and go to the bathroom, place a stop once in a while. But that should be a wake-up call to you. And I don't say that to be dismissive. I don't say that to aggravate you. I say that as a pure fact. Okay, I got to see order flow from 15 million accounts, and I can tell you right now, right? We used to study those who use stops and use stops consistently. Okay, do not fare well in this business. Okay, they're very profitable though for the brokerage firm. So hey, that works for me. No, I don't work there anymore. I don't work there no more because you couldn't at the brokerage firm. We couldn't tell you stuff like that. You couldn't say stuff like that. You know, like hey, stops suck. Right? You couldn't say that, or they'd be like, okay, you got to go, guy. But you can set up customized order types. You can come in here and do like a trail stop limit. And once you set it up all perfectly, you just go save custom order template. It's the little button right down below, right there. Looks like a little, you know, one of those, what's it, a 3 1/4 floppy? Is it a 3 1/4 floppy? I don't even know what it was called anymore. 3 1/8, 3 1/4. It's like a 3-inch floppy disk. I'm either getting old or I'm too young to know what a floppy disk. Now I know what a floppy disk is. All right. So that's for stock. For stock, though, you can create some really cool like idea trades in here. All right. The next thing I want to get to, you can click on a P, a Q. What is that? This happens to bring up what we call the trade grid. The trade grid's a little hard to see, so I'm going to click detach over here. Detach, and I'll bring it out. Let's bring it out. What is the trade grid? This is like NASDAQ level 2. Okay. I'm not going to, my fonts are so blown up right now that I can't really display this too readily. I'm not going to spend any time talking about NASDAQ level 2. Okay. Listen, in 2012, the NASDAQ started to record data in billions of a second. Do you think you're going to be able to acquire any knowledge by looking at NASDAQ level 2 visually when trades are moving in billions of a second? Billions of a second. I didn't say, okay, milliseconds. I said nanoseconds. Yes, and that was in 2012 that the NASDAQ started to record that. So the next thing I want to show you is a little bit about options. And the options, that's where this platform, it really performs. Okay. In terms of options, you got bids, you got offers, and then you have what we call information layouts. Information layouts, that's these little monkeys right here. Okay. Those are your information layouts. You can add a ton of information layouts. Right. Before I get there, though, let's talk about you can buy an option. Hey, cool, you can buy an option. Or you can left click on the bid and you can sell an option. But maybe that's not good enough for you. Maybe you can right click and you come to buy. You could do calendars and back ratios and calendars and straddle synthetic combos and collars with stocks and double diagonals. Oh, an unbalanced 132, what? Deep and wide unbalanced 132 vertical rolls. Okay, cool, man. I got one for you. Here, follow along with my mouse. You ready? You hit control. Control does what? It's your hotkeys. Ready? Hotkey setup. Control left click on the ask to buy. Control, left click on the bid to sell. Control, left click on the bid to sell. Control, left click on the ask. That's how you create a custom order type in here. I don't use no stinking drop down menu. If I want to create a vertical spread, I go, this is the option I want to buy. So I click on it. Okay. Then I hit control, left click on the option I want to sell. There's my spread. If I want to do something more complicated, right? I come in here, I sell these, I buy 1, 2, 3 of these. Okay, sell one of those. Look at that. That's actually a version of a wrist twist spread in Apple. Sweet. Anyway, control, left click on the ask to buy. Control, left click on the bid to sell. You can fit up to 4 legs in there. Now, the P, the Z, the N, the B, the B. What does it stand for? The X. It's exchange designation. It's which exchange has the best bid or best offer at any given point in time. Once again, there's like 20-something option exchanges these days, so I would not worry too much about that. All right, are we having fun yet? So after you learn that you can right click over here, you can go to buy custom, you can even do OCO brackets and stop orders and stuff on here. I think at some point it's fair to mention this. Now, I'm not going to go too deeply into this, but I'm going to show you secret squirrel spot. If I click on the ask of the stock, there's limits and stop limits and trail stops and trail stop limits and market on close and limit on close. Oh my! And you come over here to the far right-hand side. Now I want to show you, because I'm going to highlight this real quick. Right in here, see that little monkey right there? If you come all the way over to there, there's it's kind of hidden in there. And when you click on that, it's going to bring up what they call order rules. The order rules is the beast. Okay, what is order rules? You can actually trigger trades based on anything you could think of. You could actually write your own code in here as well. Submit order at specified times. Apple method. When Apple has a simple moving average above or below a particular threshold, you can actually execute trades off of it. Right? You know, you can actually trade Apple based on what the spider is doing. How about that? There's manual, time enforced, last percent, okay, last trade, that's last T, bid, offer, you name it, it's pretty much in here. This is actually an area that I worked pretty extensively on while at Thinkorswim. One of the coolest things of this area, if you create a trade and you're like, is this going to work the way I thought it was going to work? Look at the order description. The order description down below, you read that back to yourself, it should read the way that you want it to work. Anyway, I'm going to cancel out of there because that's a deep, dark hole from which there is no escape. You know what they built that for? We built that for engineers, right? Engineers that like to tinker with crap. That's designed for you. The next thing I really like on here is the information layouts, okay? To me, the base price and quote, that's easy, okay? I like the options, theoreticals, and Greeks. And probably my favorite tool on the platform, especially for those of you that are a little bit newer in trading, my favorite tool on here is to come down to theoretical price. Put in theoretical price. Now, I got to get to theoretical price for a second. Like theoretical price, go right, there it is. Okay, theoretical price is not to tell you if an option's overpriced or underpriced. First of all, come in here and hit reset. Make sure it's all reset. Theoretical price does not tell you if an option's overpriced or underpriced. Okay. It's designed to tell you what the price of an option is days into the future, or it's designed to tell you what the price of an option is as the stock moves or volatility readjusts. Like today. Today, Apple sold off $5. Maybe like you think Apple's going to sell off tomorrow by $3. What would this, see this call right here? Let's say that you own this call. That call is trading for $3.83. Okay. What's it worth if we sell off another $5? Boom, it's $2.32. But that would take tomorrow. So fast forward a day. Do you see what I'm getting at here? Okay, the idea of a theoretical pricing calculator is all blown out of proportion. It's not about overpriced or underpriced. That's not what the design is. The design is to figure out what is my crap worth as we move through time, as we move through various strike prices. Newer traders can't figure this out. They're always shocked at what they make or lose. Don't be shocked. This business is easy in respect to the fact that what can the stock do? Stock can go up, the stock can go down, it can stay flat, the date can move forward, and volatility can change. Done. And people are like, I need me a Black-Scholes model. This is a simple version of a Black-Scholes model. That's what the design is. As people can look at a Black-Scholes model, they go, holy crap, I'm out of the contest. And we don't want you to be out of the contest. It's not that hard. Okay, so theoretical pricing calculator, pull up any of the Greeks in here. The last thing I'll mention on the trade tab, probably one of also my favorites that I worked extensively on. This is the expected move. We do a huge amount of education here at TheoTrade. Apologize. Okay, huge amount of education here at TheoTrade, specifically on that right there, which again it says implied volatility. That's what we term expected move. There's also down below option statistics, tells you how much stuff traded today. Look, Apple, pretty docile day. You want to see a wild day? There's no volume in Apple, which is actually crazy, right? Well, if you want to see some volume, let's cruise over to the VIX. Okay, I saw the VIX was absolutely rocking. The VIX traded 3 times the norm today. Almost 5 million contracts. Look at how many calls traded in the VIX. That should be a big shot across the bow. There's also time and sales. You can see every trade. This is every trade that was done in options in this product today. You do realize that someone went out there and they traded 90,000 calls. That was the biggest trade of the day. 90,000 calls. All right, next, active trader. Okay, given the fact that I don't have a tremendous amount of time this evening, I'm going to forego a little bit about the active trader. Active trader, this is a kind of what we call a visual interface. It allows you to immediately execute trades into a marketplace, where you're actually dropping liquidity. This is for futures. It is designed for futures. It's not designed for options. It's not designed for stock. I know that some people will trade stock in here. They'll trade options in here, but it's designed expressly for futures contracts. Okay. Now, if there's an entire 2-hour demo that I've actually done specifically on Active Trader, with all due respect, it could use a 2-hour demo. There's that much in here. Again, you can create all kinds of bracketed orders, but there's some tricks of the trade in Active Trader that I think you guys will find phenomenal. And again, you can find that demonstration specifically on the TheoTrade site. Moving on, the Analyze tab, the most feared tab, of the Thinkorswim platform. I'm going to start off by cruising over to the spiders. I'm a spider guy. So I'm going to come into the spiders and just describe a little bit about the Analyze tab. As I said, it's like one of the most feared tabs in the Thinkorswim platform. What is this? First of all, this is my risk graph. Okay, the way that the Analyze tab is broken down to its risk profile, probability analysis. Those are the big areas. Risk profile and probability analysis. Tonight, we're predominantly going to cover a little bit about risk profiling. What risk profiling does, it lets you look at what your trade happens to be. Listen, my spider position right now, this is all part of my spider position. I am actually going to come from show all. That says show all. What does show all mean? It's showing you my current position, and it's showing you down below, the red and the green. These are what we term simulated trades. I'm going to hide all of my positions and just show you simulated trades. The reason I'm showing you these simulated trades, how many of you guys tuned in just over a week ago to a webcast that we did on the infinity spread? Come on, how many people actually tuned into that? Now, somebody's probably watching this, on YouTube or something a year from now, but if you missed it, the infinity spread. What is the infinity spread? The infinity spread is a trade designed, looking for a fairly wild move in the marketplace. All right. Now, the infinity spread, this is it down below. It's actually a risk twist spread mixed with a ratio spread. That night, we actually looked at it. It was about $2, for a debit. That thing is already, on its way to substantial profitability. Now, the reason I bring this up is this is the exact trade, the same computer, same exact trade. This is the trade that I had proposed during the webcast. How many people actually went through there and probably executed the trade? Well, not enough of you, because this thing is and has been huge. Now, I'm going to come in here, hide my positions. I'm just going to show my actual position. My actual position has a bunch of these trades on right now and is showing, again, deep degrees of profitability. But before I go any deeper than that, let's cruise back for a second into something like Apple. So I'm coming back to the trade tab, and we're going to go back to Apple. And if you look to the Analyze tab and you go into Apple, listen, I blanked the slate. I personally do not have any positions on Apple. That's why I'm bringing it up. All we're going to do is we're going to build a trade, and we're going to dump it into the Analyze tab. You ready? We come over here. We're going to open up some June options. We're going to open up June options, and I'm going to look at a bearish bearish in-out spread. Okay, I'm going to buy the 205s and I'm going to sell the 200s. This trade's done for what? A $2.28 debit. Easy enough, right? Now that the trade is in the order entry, I right-click on the trade. Right-click on the trade. I come over here to Analyze Trade. I left-click on Analyze Trade. It will immediately, okay, dump me into the Analyze tab, okay, and display my simulated position. This is simply a simulated position. Now, when I'm in the Analyze tab, what can I do? What can I do with the Analyze tab? First of all, you can evaluate visually your risk graph. This is, what you're going to make, what you're going to lose. Over here on that left-hand side, kind of shows your profit and loss as you drag your mouse. You can also come in here to what they call day stepping. Day stepping shows you how the trade matures. Again, how the trade matures at different dates in time. Right now, there's 7 days stepped between this and shows you, that's, tomorrow and, 7 days from then, 7 days from then, 7 days from then, 7 days from then. It actually shows you how the trade effectively matures. Kind of something cool that a lot of people aren't necessarily familiar with. That's what we call day stepping. The other aspects that you could do here in the Analyze tab is this is a simulated market. See this little sprocket over here? Okay, open the sprocket. You could move the stock price up. Okay, you can move the volatility, for instance, down. Okay, you can take the date and you can push the date forward. You can change the interest rate associated with this. You can even click more parameters and change the individual volatility adjustment. You can play with anything you want to your heart's content. Again, there's all these different factions of this platform that are customizable, where you can come in here. There's nothing that you can't recreate in this Analyze tab. Like if you think about options, a stock can move up, a stock can move down, the date can move forward, volatility can adjust, the stock price. Again, more parameters. And if you had multiple expirations, there'd be multiple volatilities in here. That's it. That's what you need to know. Okay. The next thing, for those of you that are a little bit more complex traders, I'm going to come into the spiders. Okay, so I'm going to type in the spiders. I'm going to come over here and go portfolio beta weighted. All right, and then I'm going to hit what they call hide simulations. This is my live portfolio. This is my portfolio and my risk right here, right now. So what you're looking at, and I want to show you this, okay, because the slices, it's critical. Critical stuff. Look at this. Right there is 10%. In fact, let me highlight this properly. Okay. If you want to learn how to build positions like this, I'm going to show you how to do that later. Look, if the market rallies by 10%, I'll lose $22,000. If the market sells off by 10%, I'm going to make 60 grand. Is your profit and loss like that? Does your profit and loss look like that? Because if you know how to use not only this piece of technology, but you know how to trade effectively, okay, think about that, how weighted that is. Now, that's just one, okay, individual idea. All I'm doing here is I'm taking all of my positions, and I've got Bank of America, and I've got Boeing and Caterpillar and Citi and Cisco and CSX and JP Morgan and HYG and GE. I am commingling every position. Why am I commingling all my positions? Because I want to know what I'm going to make every single step of the way. And to do that, I'm going to open up the beast. This is 11 rows of 2% step. You ready? What can the marketplace do? What can it really do to me? What can you throw at me? The marketplace can stay flat, go up 2%, up 4%, down 2%, down 4%, down 6%, down 8%, down 10%. For every variable that this market can throw at me, okay, I'll know what I can make or lose. I can then come in here and adjust the date. All right, I've actually adjusted the date forward a little bit, but as I adjust the date forward, you'll see that that'll actually impact my position. I can come in here and I can actually tinker with individual volatilities, individual stock prices, you name it, it's all available in here. This is a risk array, okay, that I'm going to tell you firsthand. When I was with Thinkorswim, we used this piece of technology to manage firm-wide risk through 2008. You had to manage the risk somewhere, right? So the next thing I'm going to show you, again, by the way, did we go deep enough in here? So there's an analytics demo found on TheoTrade that is, it's second to none. The Analyze tab, okay, and myself, we're related. So pretty sure the Analyze tab is like my brother. We've gone a couple of rounds over the years. So again, I can absolutely help in the Analyze tab in any way, shape, or form. Next, probability analysis. Let me actually clean up my slices. I'm going to come over here, reset slices. Probability analysis, this is just a probability curve. Now I'll talk a little bit more when we get to charts. Okay, the last thing I like to mention on here, I like Think Back. What's Think Back? All it is end of day data. I find it useful. I like to know, like, what was the volatility this weekend? Like, here we are today, right, the 7th, but what was the volatility this weekend? Okay, apparently we can't pull it up. Let me actually back up a couple of days in here. I saw some rough data patches in here. There we go. The volatility just a few days ago. Just check this out for a second. For May 10th. May 10th. When is May 10th? That's this coming Friday. The volatility was 14%. 14%. What's volatility right now? Okay, close all that up. For the May 10th expiration, what's volatility right now? It's 20%. What a difference 2 days has made. It's pretty sweet, isn't it? That's why I use Think Back. I don't go in here and like back test stuff. I don't need no stinking back testing. You can back test on here, but that's not what that's designed for. All right, this is designed a little bit more for just going back and looking back at, hey, what did I do right on this trade? What did I do wrong on this trade? I think that's fine. Next, scanning. Scanning is, all right, I'm just going to cut to the chase in scanning because I feel pretty strongly about this one as well. I also worked very extensively on scanning. Now, the scanning has a lot to do with, let me come in here and reset this entire thing. Okay. Scanning has a lot to do with my desire to kill charts. Okay. I'm an options geek, right? And an options geek, I've often been termed an anti-chartite. If you've never heard that terminology before, it means I'm not always that fond of charts. Charts are all well and good, and I can come into charts and we can do all kinds of technicals in here, and MACDs and Fibonacci's and Bollinger Bands, stochastics, and hell, you can put all kinds of stuff in the charts. But anything you can put in the charts, okay, you can scan for. Think about that. For anything you can put in the charts, you can scan for. Let me show you what I mean by that. I come in here, I'm going to load up a personal scan. And in my personal scan, I could do like an RSI Laguerre, short stock, S&P near lows. Like, listen, we have got a ton of prefabricated scans in here. This is a short stock. I'm just looking for like a stock, a short stock, and I hit scan immediately. Like I can pull up, umpteen different candidates, 28 different candidates that can be for shorting. But the point that I'm trying to make with this, and I want to block everything out for a second, okay? Let's go scan in. Let's scan in a particular list. Let's just scan in weeklies. This is stuff that has weeklies on it. The next thing, let's go to add study filter. Okay, what do you want your study filter to be? You want it to be like a Japanese candlestick? A homing pigeon? Did a homing pigeon tell you to do it? Did it? Okay, did the rising 3 methods tell you to do it? Nah, let's come into popular studies. Okay, you can go to like an RSI scan, stochastic, price performance. By the way, I love price performance. Different crossover scans, Bollinger Band crossovers, you name it. It's pretty much in here. There's even price correlation scans. There's so much in the scanner. The point that I'm making with the scanner is if you can set it up, like everybody's looking for something like in the charts, looking for like stochastic crossovers, crosses the overbought, and I'm scanning in the weeklies over here, scan. Now, you don't have to scan on a daily basis. Hell, you can scan down to the 1 minute, okay? Now, I could spend all night looking at scans, but here's, let me show you what's the full Monty of the scanner. Look at my gamma scan. This is actually looking against a strategy that we call gamma scalping. If you really want to see what the scanner can do, okay, this is like a fairly complex scan. There's penny increment options, okay? Looking for a stock between 20 and $100, stock trading between 30 and 60% volatility, trading over 1 million shares a day, the historical volatility between 70 and 100, the implied volatility, okay, this is IV percentile, that is, between 20 and 60, and then here's a custom one that I built, an average true range, okay, is greater than 80 cents a day. After you've got all that in there, you just hit scan, and boom, you got it. Okay. After you actually save the scan, you can save this as a watch list, and you never have to go back to the scanner again. See, in this left side bar, did you know that you can actually hit your scans from the left side bar? There's the gamma scan, right there it is. Okay, so this left side bar will actually produce my scans. You can even then scan via mobile. You're like, what? Yeah, you can scan on the mobile application because it's just a watch list at that point. That's what the scanner can do. Option Hacker. This is for option super geeks. If you want to see what option, okay, you can do in here, here's like a put volume scan. It's just looking for heavy volume in puts. Hit scan. All right. There's 199 products that have traded more than 10,000 contracts today, okay, with 50 days or less to expiration. Think about that. Just looking for a put with less than 50 days that traded over 10,000. 199 came up today. You can see in Apple, EEM, FXI. Imagine that. That's China. HYG. Yeah, that's junk. Got a big position in junk right now. I like my junk. Stock Hacker, Options Hacker. Other thing I want to mention here, Spread Book. This happens to be the TD Ameritrade customer order book. You can see what everybody else is doing. These are trades that have been placed but have not yet filled. Okay, I'd mention this all the time on TheoTrade. I'll leave it at that. Next, Market Watch. We got quotes. Quotes is not that exciting. Okay, but what's cool about quotes is you can come in here, you could right click and you can customize these fields. Okay, I even have scripts built specifically for these fields. You're like, well, why would I ever want to use this? Look, I'm just pulling up the Dow Jones right now. That's it. It's a public list, right? Pull up the Dow. Immediately you can sort. What's the biggest stock in the Dow? Boeing. What's the second biggest stock in the Dow? United Healthcare. Done. Alerts. You can alert yourself on infinite numbers of variables on this trading application. You want to alert yourself on a stock price? Look, Spider, stock. Okay, when the ask is at or below a specific level, send me an alert. This will actually send you an alert. You can notify with different emails, play a sound, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Okay. You can also set up options if it reverses, meaning the stock bounces back through a particular level. All of that can be addressed in here. And then, of course, you can set up the different sounds. A ding. Oh yeah, wait, a ring. Oh, that did it for me in the chimes. All right. So you've got it all in there. Visualize. I don't like no stinking heat map except when it's blood red like this, but I do like this index watch. Index watch, come over here, and I like to pull up a public list every day. I pull up the S&P 100. Shows the advanced decline line. I use this every single day. Okay, last year under Market Watch, the calendar. It's not too exciting, but it does tell you when certain events are coming out. You should know that tomorrow there's housing starts, petroleum status report, a 10-year note auction. Okay. All of those can move markets. Then you got to worry about Jerome Powell kicking off a speech at night. So he's actually doing a symposium at 9 p.m. That'll be a market-moving event. Fun. Charts. Charts! The final frontier. I am into it. I love actually talking about the charts, even though I get often called like the anti-chartite. Okay, I am wrongly accused. It's not that I really don't like charts. I watch charts throughout the course of the day, but I really do feel that in today's environment that almost anything worth looking at in a chart, again, you can scan for it. And that's why I'm going to just tell you guys that for 3 years at TD Ameritrade, this is by 2011 to 2014, I lobbied a massive amount to build a multi-million-dollar scanning capability. Like the amount of server capacity that this thing eats is just phenomenal. It's one of the most underutilized resources to you on Thinkorswim. Charts, is a heavily utilized resource. Now, a few things I want to tell you about charts. First of all, you got charts. Now, I've customized the living crap out of my charts. Let me show you a little bit about charts. One of the first and foremost things that I can tell you about charts, that I think is critical. There's a share feature here. You see that share feature? We at TheoTrade have built, unbelievable customized studies like auto expected moves. It takes the expected move from the option chain, drops it into the charts, the weekly expected moves. Look at this. We're outside the expected move in the spider right now. That's huge, people. How many people even realize that? We're outside the expected move, which produces a negative gamma trade. You wouldn't know that unless you had this study. We share that here at TheoTrade. We share, I think it's 59 different proprietary indicators that have been built here. That's the share feature. And again, we share everything. We don't charge anybody ever, for different studies and so forth. Sharing, it's caring. The next thing I want to actually show you in here, how do you most effectively navigate these charts? There's these drop downs. There's like a style, and there's a chart mode and candle box and print the chart and reset to factory default and loading styles. And then there's drawing tools and there's studies and there's patterns. Oh my, forget all that garbage. You really want to get good at navigating this? There's 2 different buttons to navigate this thing. Here they are. You ready? Sprocket, and the little beaker. The beaker. Why is there a beaker? It's an Erlenmeyer flask, first of all. And the Erlenmeyer flask is so you can mix crap up. That was the intention of that one. But it's not, that was not my suggestion in there, but it's an Erlenmeyer flask. It's so you can mix all your studies. All right. So here's all your studies. Just click on the flask in your studies. You're like, well, there's what? There's over 400 studies in there. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been there, but there's over 400 studies in here. Okay, tons of customized studies as well. Anyway, all these customized studies. If like you wanted to turn it into MACD, just type in Mac, like Big Mac, MACD histogram crossover, little question mark will tell you all about it. What is this study? Okay, but if you want to know everything about these studies, I'm going to tell you something right now. The single largest archive on the planet to understand the studies here at Thinkorswim is actually at TheoTrade. Okay, it's at TheoTrade, and I'm actually going to show it to you really quickly because I think you guys will actually find this quite entertaining. Under the archives, we actually have a Jeff Bierman archive. What's a Jeff Bierman archive? Well, Jeff Bierman, that's the guy that actually helped build, okay, almost all the Thinkorswim charts. You want to know about oscillators, support and resistance, market strength, different scanning strategies, momentum? Take a look at just oscillators. Just click on oscillators in here. You want to know everything there was to know about oscillators. Okay? Using stochastics, futures hourly prisms, when average becomes superior, it just goes on and on. Okay? Understanding the concept of indicator cycling. By the way, if you guys were not aware, Jeff Bierman is also a professor of finance at Loyola, having spent a tremendous amount of time also at Thinkorswim. He works for us, splits his time between TheoTrade and Loyola. Volume-driven oscillators, okay? Chaikin oscillators, you name it, it's in there. Unbelievable resource to you, okay? Again, there's over 400 studies in here. We have everything covered in TheoTrade. It's archived, ready to go. So you want to add a study in here, okay? Type in like Mac, all right? Type in, for instance, MACD. Double-click on MACD. Once you actually put the MACD in there, you can click the sprocket, and you can actually customize. Defaults to 12, 26, 9, which is standard. Hit OK, hit Apply, hit OK. Check it out. You got yourself a MACD. But most people have probably already figured that out. All right? Here's the stuff that you haven't figured out. Okay? What's the stuff you haven't figured out? See this? That's my Don setup. That's a 1-minute clean. This is actually Quantix. Okay, Quantix is something I use extensively on a day-to-day basis. This is auto expected moves. That snaps me to a year-to-date percentage. This is a TheoTrade RSI Laguerre. That's effectively, it's an RSI, but it's actually using a Laguerre polynomial. There's an IV rank percentile. These are custom stuff that we've built. But you see this? That's a little toolbar. How do you get to that toolbar? Click on this sprocket. Under General, go to My Tools on each chart. Okay? Hit Apply, hit OK. My Tools will then launch into this little what? It'll hide itself, okay? But I'll pin it to the top. And then you can actually put all of your custom styles, setups, and settings in there. After that, I mean, you're ready to roll. You just basically camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4. You can just go snap, 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 snap between product to product. Think about that for a second. Pretty easy way to navigate the charts, right? Because you guys sit here, you go drop down, load style, rates comparison, Quantix, MobiTrade, a Jeff Bierman setup. Here's one of the Jeff Bierman setups in here. But if I was using the Jeff Bierman setup frequently, I'd put it right up here. Put it right up here, okay, in my toolbar. But I'll snap right back to the Don 1. The next thing, drawing tools. And these drawing tools, there's fib retracements and price channels. By the way, I hate clicking up here. You click up here and you come down to drawing tools. Want to learn something that nobody else knows in the platform? Wait for it. Wait for it. On your mouse, okay, there's a left click and a right click, but do have a scroll wheel. If you have a scroll wheel, put your finger on the scroll wheel. Click down on the scroll wheel, and it'll actually drop you into drawing tools. Okay? Take a look. There's a drawing tool. Did I come up here to drawings and go over here and go to here? No. All I did, okay, is just depress the wheel itself, come in here, okay, boom, I got me some drawings. All right, you don't want your drawings anymore? Delete them. Just right-click directly on the drawings. Okay, you could remove the drawing, or you can actually remove all the drawings. Okay, I'm just removing drawing by drawing in this particular case. Remove the drawings. I just wanted to show you again. That's something that very few people know. You can also left-click, highlight, hold the left-click down, zoom in, right-click, auto-zoom out. Pretty cool, right? I mean, there's so many little features built in here that very, very few people know. Again, when it comes to studies, okay, this is the same study, the drop-down studies like volatility studies. That's the same studies that are found in here. I just find this substantially easier to effectively get to. Then you can actually get to what we call grid systems. Grid systems will allow you to actually place a multitude of different symbols in here. So I can type in individual symbols, okay? But if I wanted to get crazy, I mean really crazy, people look at this and they go, that's ridiculous. I can't see crap in there. Okay, that's not what it's designed for. Look, okay, what this is designed for, it is load symbols to cells. You can pull up whole public lists like the Dow. I just clicked on the Dow. Okay, now I know that you can't read each one of these. Good, you click on it and you come over here and you can do what's called maximize the grid cell. And then you can actually click and go camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. I'm actually flipping through the Dow. And then I can actually apply different study sets to this stuff. Look at this. I can look at Theotrade RSI Laguerre, okay, with the Laguerre polynomial, and I can look at it in every single product in the Dow just by clicking through. There's Disney, and then it just goes on and on and on and on. How fast, though, that I can click through, okay, and then snap back to the entire grid, right? Again, it's kind of a cool one. That's one that very few people are familiar with. That was the design, though, implication of a grid system. Sure, you can break this on multiple pages and multiple charts, but you can pull up the whole Dow. You can pull up the whole S&P, 100. Doesn't matter. It's to your heart's content. And then you can toggle through them. And like camera 1, camera 2, everything's built for speed. Everything's built for functionality, right? All right, okay? That, people, is how you navigate charts. And again, all these customized studies, and there's a ton of customized studies that we have. When I say customized study, I just want to show you something. When it comes to probably one of the most complicated codes ever written, I cannot stress enough, the Theotrade expected move, okay? Check this thing out for a second, all right? So this is the expected move. This is a custom script written, okay, expressly, okay, by and for Theotrade. It's probably the most comprehensive script ever written in the history of Thinkorswim, okay? There is nothing this thing doesn't cover. There's all these like hidden tools within it that you can turn on and off. It's an unbelievable script. The amount of flexibility in here and the studies that you can actually run using it it's again, priceless in terms of a script. People, we have also got a flexible grid, product depth in there. That, okay, is what Thinkorswim is really about. Obviously, contacting for support. Now, I went through a huge amount tonight. I'm going to go through a bit more. Okay, a couple of aspects that I want to bring to your attention. One of the things that I was talking about just 2 weeks ago, okay, is, listen, tonight we talked about Thinkorswim, and now you know more about, how to really harness the power of Thinkorswim. But you're also only 2 trades away from this. And this happens to be none other than, again, this is the precise strategy that we talked about, again, less than 2 weeks ago. All of this that I've talked about tonight is for nothing if you can't execute these types of positions in there, okay? That's what it's about, okay? And there's a few things that I want to talk about tonight that involve not only Theotrade, involve opening an account of TD Ameritrade, and specifically getting yourself more intimately familiar with both Theotrade and Thinkorswim. Again, this is the trade that we created, as I said, just 2 weeks ago. The profitability of it has been nothing less than phenomenal. All we got is a small 2% move in the marketplace, okay? And this strategy is absolutely rocking. This is actually what we call the infinity spread. And of course, it increases in value when exposed to heavy volatility, which we've seen, okay? Increases in value when the markets sell off or rally huge. Significant downside profit potential, significant upside profit potential. Only loses minimal capital, though, if we drift or remain flat. That, okay, is the strategy, again, that we brought to your attention. And for those of you, if you've been around, okay, again, how many of you went to the webcast that we did 2 weeks ago? Because I'm stressing right now, not only should you understand this strategy, yes, you should understand Thinkorswim, but this strategy, this is like the nuts and bolts behind, okay, how people are going to produce profitability in a marketplace that is clearly getting substantially more volatile. Obviously, I was showing you P&L. By the way, I took a screenshot in here earlier today. There was a point today that you saw I was up about 13,000 over here. Okay, in the last hour of trade, I had a little bit of give back. No question about it. That's when the S&Ps that were down some 62. All right. But I want you guys to understand this is what we're about here at TheoTrade. You know, it's this is the second time I've come to Don's service. This is a little bit of what our clients are saying. Okay. Took a while to sink in, but in-out spreads are saving my beep. Now I'm doing them everywhere when they fit. Also doing a wrist twist trade. Now the wrist twist trade, that's part of the infinity spread. Okay, it's embarrassing to think of the tens of thousands of dollars I spent on option info and classes. Don's classes are the greatest. So thank you, Gary. There was an infinity spread class, again, that we just did. It was April 27th. Okay, it is now archived. The class is $297. That class, though, also qualifies you for a reduced commissions rate. Okay, and this is where I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is TheoTrade. Okay. First of all, what we're designed to do here at TheoTrade, this is not about, you know, just, hey, let's have an education company. We are building clientele for the largest brokerage firms on this planet. There's a reason I'm doing a TD Ameritrade or Thinkorswim demonstration tonight. We have a marketing agreement in place with TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade helps, okay, finance TheoTrade, okay, because we're producing good clients for TD Ameritrade. It's an absolute win-win, not only for TD Ameritrade or TheoTrade, it's a win-win for you. They're going to give you a reduced commission rate as being part, okay, of TheoTrade. And tonight, we're actually going to introduce this a little bit to you. But again, this is what we term disrupting financial education. And right now at TheoTrade, we have just shy of 4,000 members. And TheoTrade's built by professional traders. Everybody here has a minimum of 15 years of experience. Nobody here is a professional salespeople. We don't hire, okay, any sales staff here. Educating you is our only goal, and we demonstrate that. And hopefully we change the way that you view financial education, and we introduce to you Total Theo. It's unlimited streaming. What is it? Okay. Well, first of all, everybody thinks to themselves they've been there, done that. Okay. How many of you joining tonight? It's all seriousness, and please do chat in. You know, and if you're watching this on YouTube a couple of days from now, talk to the YouTube. You've been through the gauntlet of paid classes, indicators, secret squirrel black boxes, you know, buy this, buy this. Oh, it'll make all the difference. We do everything here at TheoTrade. We've had enough of the educational garbage sales pitches, and we're trying to put an end to it. Okay? We give access, and we provide you access to over 83 trading classes. Okay? They're all available immediately. They're on demand. The reason I'm bringing this to your attention is because one of those classes happens to be that infinity spread that I talked about. Okay, $297 value just associated with that particular class. That's what we charged for the course. What? Okay, that's what we charged for the course, you know, a week ago. The class was taught on the 27th, right? So it's, you know, 10 days ago. It was on April 27th. We also give you access to, what, 82 other classes. The Next Big Short, High Probability Trading with In-Out Spreads, the Guide to Selling High Probability Spreads, Iron Condor, Selling Premium, Minimize Risk, Survive and Thrive in Extreme Volatility, Day Trading, NASDAQ Futures, Covered Calls, Class Essentials. These are just a few of them. Pairs Trading, okay? And there's new classes every single month. We provide access to over $5,000 in classes alone. Like on the classes, okay, if you want to learn this business, the classes alone are unequivocally, there's no other archive in this industry for any amount of money. I know some people, they're like, nah, listen, I paid my $25,000, okay, and I went to an 18-month long class, and what'd you learn? I guarantee you it's less than we have in TheoTrade, okay, because we have the instructors that, again, everybody else pales in comparison when you look at the, again, 15 years minimum of experience of each of the instructors. You're not going to find anybody else that's got a Jeff Bierman. Okay, you're not going to find anybody else that has a Tony Rago, a Corey Rosenblum. Okay, these guys, again, they're one-offs, and they're all piled in here at TheoTrade. It's over $5,000 in classes alone. Okay, we also provide access to 59 proprietary indicators and scans. Auto expected move. You know why I'm talking about auto expected move? Because I just showed it to you tonight on Thinkorswim. We also do gravity points. If you've never seen gravity points before, bring it. What is gravity points? Okay, these are something I talk about extensively. It just so happens that we have very specific levels pulled out of the S&Ps. We share, okay, we share those levels effectively with you. We share every indicator that we build with you. There's nothing held back. I was talking about IV rank and percentile, and I was also talking about Quantix. Quantix is huge for those intraday traders. SPX expected move. It's over $1,800 in indicators. I'll tell you what, they're firms that are going to charge you $500-600 for one indicator. And I tell you, how many people here have ever paid that? Okay? I mean, people like, I might have paid it. Nobody ever wants to admit that stuff. Okay? People blow tens of thousands of dollars. They're not asking you to do that. I'm telling you right now. Okay? We do everything. We also have coaching, live trade ideas, and email trade ideas. We have a live trading chat room. It broadcasts 6 hours per day. The traders provide real-time trade ideas, real market insights and analysis. Tony Rago's in there, okay, literally posting his setups all day long. We also email out trade ideas. And I put this in here. We'll surely highlight the infinity spreads, which we have, okay, extensively in the last week since that class. We have 4 distinct trading portfolios. We have coaching sessions, okay, and we'll answer your email questions. How about that? If we can't answer you live in the chat room, you can email us. It's over $2,000 plus support, trades, and insight. Again, I'll stress something to you guys. There's a lot of places you can go. The live trading chat room. What will they charge you per month for a live trading chat room? You tell me. Okay? I've seen people charge like $2.99 a month just for the live room. Okay? I've seen people charge, $4.99 a month just for their live trades. Okay? It's insane. Coaching sessions. I've seen coaching go as much as $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month just for coaching sessions. We have the proprietary indicators. Okay? We have the coaching, the live trades, the email trade ideas. Okay? It's all part of it. By the way, we also happen to have a mobile application. I didn't even discuss that yet. There's a mobile application because nobody can look at all of this on their computer all throughout the day. Everything's archived. Okay? And the mobile application allows you to access that. It's $8,800 in classes, live trading, coaching sessions, proprietary tools. Infinity Spreads is in there. There's additional 83 classes. There's new monthly classes. There's a live trading chat room. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. Everything's available via archive 24/7. We email you trades. Okay? There's trading indicators and scans. There's 59 of them. Okay? Daily coaching sessions. That's where we actually provide continuing education. There's email support. And of course, the TheoTrade mobile application. All of it. Okay? All of it is $297. It's theotrade.com/TTS. Theotrade.com/TomTomSam. By the way, that's $297. For what? Gives you access for a full 3 months. We're not doing any more of this monthly stuff. We're actually going 3 months. Why? You're going to need 3 months to actually immerse yourself in what we do here at TheoTrade. And I think that's fair. Okay, and I hope you guys understand just that. 3 months, okay? That's what you want to immerse yourself in this program. That's what you need to immerse yourself in this program. You give us 3 months, and I'm going to show you now a little bit about TheoTrade. This is what the chat room happens to effectively look like. Okay? It's off air right now, of course. Okay? So, join live, 8:20 to 3 p.m. Central Time, or catch us in the archives. This is actually Tony Rago. He's chatting in right now. Obviously, he's highlighted. He's one of the instructors in here. You can kind of scroll back, load earlier messages. You can load messages to your heart's content. Right? By the way, these are all people talking after the market is closed. Right? We don't close down the chat room when the market closes. We just keep it up. In fact, if you look back a little bit, okay, kind of look back in here, people are sharing trade setups all throughout the course of the day. Right? Everything in here is shared. Everything is shared. Okay, different articles in here. You got it. You name it. It's in there. Next, here's actually the TheoTrade class archive. What does a class archive look like? We have option strategies, option newbie classes, technical analysis, day trading classes. You want to see what it looks like? Here, click on option strategies. This is some of the option strategies. These are classes we give you access to. Sell premium, covered calls, the next big short. Scroll down a little bit. These are all classes that are already available. Okay, sell options for a living. Okay, maximum returns with infinity spreads. You want to see infinity spreads? Let's go for it. Okay, the class date was April 27th. Okay, I love this. At my signal, unleash hell. That was part of the class. It's broken into a 3-part. Download the slide deck because the slide deck is going to tell you precisely how to be able to place these trades. Okay, it's all for nothing until you have. Again, you got to have criteria. And what criteria does, it takes you step by step how to actually do this. Now, people, they get a little lost. They're like, oh man, you just flew through all this think or swim stuff, and you're talking about TheoTrade. This is where you start here. Options 101, Options 102. We will get you ramped up to be able to do this. The other aspect I do want to show you, if you are a little bit into Thinkorswim, these TheoTrade tutorials. You know what TheoTrade tutorials are? Okay, they're about the Analyze tab, the Scan tab, favorite tools that I have. All of these, okay, are Thinkorswim demos. You want to know everything there is to know about the Analyze tab? Okay, check this out. Price slices, Analyze tab overview, risk profiling. It's all in here. Unleashing the power of Thinkorswim, the charts tab. I mean, it's all broken down for you. There is a tremendous database here. Again, from the likes that nobody else has ever done this. Here's the TheoTrade tracker. There's different portfolios, duration portfolio, a fruit fly portfolio, okay, sell premium and a growth small account portfolio. They're all part of TheoTrade, okay? Everything, again, everything that we do here is $297, right? It's theotrade.com. Again, theotrade.com/TTS. Now, there's a few things I am going to put up here, okay? The primary one, you want to go to this right now, theotrade.com/TomTomSam. That'll give you access to everything. You can actually join us live in the chat room tomorrow. As I said, okay, the entire thing, it's $297. And I want to make it clear again, it's $297 for access, okay, for 3 months. Now, let me answer some of the questions because I know that they're going to come up. Again, after tonight, you guys should know that you have support here, okay? You have support here at TheoTrade. The other thing, after you enroll tonight for this, again, it's $297. It qualifies you for the discount at TD Ameritrade. Many of you already have a TD Ameritrade account. I recognize that. You want the discount. What's the discount? Chat in and we'll tell you exactly what the discount happens to be. In our marketing arrangement, we never can come out and outright state what that discount happens to be because the number is pretty good. It's substantially less than the average client, if you will, at TD Ameritrade. But the point that I'm trying to make with this is enroll for this. Don't enroll just for the discount. Enroll because, okay, it's the most complete education package that you're ever going to get in this industry. Okay. On top of it, we're also going to get you the TD Ameritrade discount. And by the way, if you're at TheoTrade for a year, okay, and after a year we part ways on great terms and you know a tremendous amount about trading, you get to keep your TD Ameritrade discount. This is not for new accounts. This is for existing accounts. If you want to open a new account, go to theotrade.com/TD. That's to open a new account, and we'll put that link in there. All right. So it's theotrade.com/TomTomSam. Let me also answer a couple of questions in here. Okay. First and foremost, so somebody was actually saying, can I reach you after tonight? Yeah, it's just support at theotrade.com. Can I do a lot of these trades in my IRA? Yes, all the trades that I've actually discussed tonight. Okay, you could do in your IRA. Yes, we can get you approved for options because you're brand new to this. We can help you get approved for options. The other aspect, somebody was just asking here, is the subscription for 3 months? It is for 3 months. Okay, that's it. So it's a subscription for 3 months. What happens after 3 months? Okay, if you want to continue with this, you continue with us. If you don't, we still love you. Okay, we still love you. It's $297 though for 3 months. That is not an introductory price. It doesn't jump up in price after that. It's $297 for 3 months. Okay. Listen, we have just shy of 4,000 clients. Okay. And one of the things that we do is, again, we do marketing arrangements with TD Ameritrade. We have a marketing arrangement with E-Trade. We have a marketing arrangement with Tastyworks. Okay. There's no other education firm that has those types of marketing arrangements because those brokerage firms, they want our clients. You want to know why they want our clients? Because our clients not only survive, but they thrive in this business. And that's one of the reasons that we do things like this Thinkorswim demonstration tonight. I think it's critical for you guys to understand this. The last thing I'm going to mention over here, I'm going to let you guys go, is, again, everything that I've mentioned tonight is included in this Total Theo Unlimited subscription service. Okay? When it comes to studies, we'll give them to you. You have questions, we'll answer them to you on email, okay, or live in the chat room. The trade ideas, they're emailed out to you. Again, bar none, we are, okay, the archive to end all archives. This is the Netflix, if you will, of the trading community. So, by the way, equity trading, of course. Okay, actually, Jeff Bierman is predominantly an equity trader. So if you're just into equity trading, by all means. Somebody was saying Tastyworks. Yeah, we actually have got a negotiated deal in place with Tastyworks that we can tell you a little bit about as well if you shoot us an email over there. Somebody was saying, Dylan, I love this question. Is there an advanced class or is this only for beginners? Okay, Dylan, I'm an options. I'm a little bit of an options geek, sir. When I ask if there's advanced classes, bring it. All right. Infinity Spreads is an advanced class, but you want to know just about hedging. Okay. We have an archive, hedging strategy classes. Okay. Surviving the extreme volatility. It's Next Big Short, beginner's guide. That's a beginner's guide. Okay. But then we have reducing risk and maximizing returns. This is the atomic hedge strategy. I will promise you. Okay. You learn the infinity spread alone. Okay. $297. I'm just going to throw this out there because I think it's pertinent at this point in time. The point that I was trying to make with the infinity spread class that was on April 27th is a very simple one. Had you taken that class, $297. Okay. That strategy on one contract in the spiders is up almost triple that right now. It's up almost triple that. I can't tell you that I'm always going to, be on the ball. Okay. That thing it's unbelievable. It hit it out of the park. It was 10 days ago that held the class. Okay. When we put the strategy on last Wednesday, all of a sudden we hit a patch of volatility, the thing explodes. Again, for $297, that's access to one class. We're giving you access to everything that we do. Next one came up over here. Oh, Stacy's actually available to help. Do you have any stock trading, day trading classes? Of course we do. All right. You want to see a little bit about day trading classes? There they are. Okay. Day trading classes and specifically around stock. Yeah, we got that. Okay. So it is all in here. Day trading. Yes. Futures. We do a lot of futures classes as well. But yes, we definitely have stock classes. By the way, I think you guys would like this trading earnings formula. That's interesting because it's actually about trading stock after earnings. Okay. That's also, somebody's asking about advanced classes. That one's advanced. Okay. That one is definitely, it's out there, baby. By the way, as you guys are enrolling for this, feel free to chat in. So I know a bunch of people are enrolling right now because we said I'm watching the screen right now, and there's a Tony that's enrolled, there's a Rod that's enrolled, there's a Richard that's enrolled, Mark, and I'm scrolling back on here. There's just a number of people that are actually enrolling for us right now. Again, please, if you have the availability, join us live in the chat room tomorrow and chat in. You can come up with any nickname you want in the chat room. Please do say hello in the chat room tomorrow. We're more than happy to have you guys in there. As of right now, I am running out of time. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. If you have further questions, you can either chat those in right here in the webcast room, or you can shoot us an email, support at theotrade.com. Thanks everybody for joining me this evening. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.